Hola, mi amigos. Welcome again to another episode of Shepherd's the Arts Entertainment's podcast. Welcome here to this world. Today, we are going to discuss a little bit about secret societies. What are secret societies? This topic is going to take some time, so this will be the part one, which will mostly entail its introduction. It is something that people have always wondered in their hearts. What are secret societies? Why are they called secret societies? When did they begin? Who are its members? Why and what do they do in their secret meetings? So, involve me and come with me as we dwell deeper into the world of secret societies. Okay? As I've said, my name is Anico and I'm always your amigos, your friend. And as amigos always support their amigos, please support me by subscribing, sharing, telling a friend to tell a friend, tagging and sharing. Also by clicking the notification button so that you may continuously see each and every time we upload any video. So let's go to the place of secret societies. So what is a secret society? Secret societies or a secret society is a group or a brotherhood or a membership that have decided to indulge themselves into certain secret activities that all the members of the public from anywhere in the world is not allowed to know of their dealings. Yeah, secret societies began a long time ago, as early as around 300 BC, but there might be others that began earlier than that. In these ages, most of the secret societies were religious in nature. Yeah, I said religious in nature, as the term occult always mean. They were cultic in nature. So these secret societies that were cultic in nature mostly involved in worshipping of other deities, gods and goddesses of old. In most cases from Egypt, Greece, and even in Rome. Talk, for example, of Mithraism in the Roman Empire. They were brothers who were indulged in the worship of the god Mithras. They had their own rituals and activities that they were indulged in, rituals of initiation and others that were secret, and all their meetings were also in secret. We had other secret organizations like the Gallic priesthood. The Gallic priesthood were the priests of a certain organization where they worshipped a goddess. And here, the priests, whenever you became a priest in this cult, you were required to castrate yourselves. After castrating yourself, you are now required to continue from that time dressing as a woman. There have also been other cults called the cults of Isis. And all these, we can group them as secret societies because their meetings were highly in secret and most of their activities were not known to the public. So these are some of the old secret societies. Now, as we go deeper and deeper, some secret society came up around 1100 BC or earlier than that. Currently, we have secret organizations like the Skull and Bones, the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and many others. How did these things begin? So the secret societies, mostly people relate them to the reign of King Solomon of Israel. If you don't know who was King Solomon of Israel, he is written mainly in religious books such as the Bible and the Quran. King Solomon is said to have been the wisest king that have ever existed in the land of the living. He's also said to be the richest man who has ever lived in the land of the living. King Solomon was the son of King David of Israel. And when King David died and left King Solomon as king, King Solomon is said to be a young man, and he asked God came and asked him, King Solomon, what do you want me to grant you? King Solomon, in his prayer, he said that he desires that God may grant him wisdom, not wealth, not money, but wisdom. Yes, wisdom. And God said, because you've asked for wisdom, I'm going to give you even more. And God granted him wisdom like no other. And also, he granted him great wealth. Yeah, so that is King Solomon. Now, how are secret societies tied with the reign of King Solomon? This goes to the point of King Solomon's ring. Yeah, it is said that King Solomon had a ring. And how did he come to acquire this ring? In Islamic writings, it is said that one day when King Solomon was building the Lord's temple in Jerusalem, the temple of Solomon, it is said that there was a young man who was really hardworking, and King Solomon had given himself to offer this man more wages than the others and even provide for him more food than the others. But as time went on, King Solomon noticed that this young man was continuing to deteriorate on health. His health was not as it has always been. And so King Solomon decided to question this man, because the man was growing much thinner and he looked weaker than he has always been. The young man was a son of one of the foremen among the workers who were building the temple of King Solomon, building the temple of King Solomon. So as he asked this man tried to hide him from the main thing that was affecting him. But finally, the man opened up to King Solomon, and he said that he doesn't know if King Solomon will believe him. But this is what happened to his food. In the night, whenever he goes to sleep, something comes and sucks his fingers, sucking his blood and his energy, leaving him weak, and takes his food as well. So King Solomon was really depressed about this issue. When he went to his house, he read upon the ancient books on what he could do and prayed fervently and asked God on what he could do about this demon that was tormenting this young man. So what happened? It is said that after his prayers, King Solomon received a messenger, an angel, who brought to him a ring from God. And when the messenger brought to King Solomon a ring, he told King Solomon that with this ring you will be able to tame any demon. And so the angel also told King Solomon how he could use the ring to tame the demons. In the morning, King Solomon called the young man and asked him. And the young man said, yes, it happened again. So King Solomon gave this young man the ring and told him, go with this ring. Whenever the demon comes to torment you yet again, what you should do, put this ring into his bosom and tell him that King Solomon summons you. Yes, it happened when the young man went to sleep again, the demon came to his room. And this time he took up the ring and put the ring on the bosom of this demon and told him, King Solomon summons you. The demon cried and roared with anger, telling the young man, what have you done? Tell me anything that you want. even if it is the riches of the world, I will give unto you all the gods of this world. But the young man summoned him and told him, King Solomon summons you. He ran to King Solomon with the ring, and when they got to King Solomon, he told King Solomon, the demon of which have been tormenting me is here as you told me. So when King Solomon went out, he saw the demon. He asked the demon his name. It is said that the name of the demon was Oniah. So when he had summoned this demon, King Solomon questioned the demon a lot deal, and the demon told him all the secrets, how he could be tamed, what he doesn't like, what he likes, and he even was able to bring King Solomon, the king of demons, Beelzebul. How did it happen? King Solomon gave this demon Oniah the ring and told him, go with this ring and summon the king of demons, Beelzebub, so that he may come and serve me. So the demon went and summoned Beelzebub, and what happened? He came with Beelzebub to King Saul, and King Saul was able also to question Beelzebul, and after that he made them work for him in his temple building activity with other masons. It is said that King Solomon was able to summon many demons. Even Beelzebul was able to bring demons that were under him to work for Solomon in the building of the temple. So, in this writing, Solomon also describes how these demons looked like. He says some of them were headless with flame coming out of their necks. Some of them were dark. Some of them were huge beings. Some of them one of them looked like a huge dog, and some of them had no body forms of any kind, but they only had voices. Yeah, Solomon could be able to communicate to this thing through the power given to him by the ring. It is also said that because of this ring, Solomon was able to speak to even animals and any other things. This ring was powerful. So Solomon went on with power, and it is said that when Solomon was done with the demons, he locked them in a vessel and threw it in the waters. But his enemies went into the waters to search for this box and released the demons. Now, before this, the kingdom of Solomon was really a peaceful kingdom. And because there were no more demons tormenting people, there were no illnesses, and there were no demons that were suppressing people through poverty. So, in the reign of King Solomon, his kingdom, the kingdom of Israel, experienced a golden age in terms of peace, in terms of wealth, in terms of tranquility, in terms of health. It was great. The kingdom was great. And when people had come to the point of releasing these demons that King Solomon had locked in this vessel, they crafted ways on how they can be able to torment Solomon. And the only thing they could do was to lay Solomon away from God. And what happened? They brought to Solomon a lady. And so a lady that seduced King Solomon into worshipping other gods and sacrificing to other gods, especially Molech. Yeah, Molech was a god that always only accepted children's sacrifices. And by this doing, Solomon sent away the Spirit of God that used to live in him and direct him. And by so doing, Solomon allowed the demons to torment him. He was highly tormented. And since now he could not summon help from the Spirit of God that was helping him, he gave himself into sorcery. How did he give himself into sorcery? Whenever Solomon was asking demons on how he could tame them, how he could suppress them, what are their weaknesses, what do they like, what do they like, what are the things that can send them away. He was writing this in books. So as he was writing this in books, he came to remove these books and started to read them and try to understand them and to use the things that he was told by the demons in order to set himself free from these demons and from these torments by the demons. Okay, so how is this related to the secret societies? This is related in this way. Men, after King Solomon had gone, men began to seek of the ring of King Solomon. They wanted to know they wanted to know more about the knowledge of King Solomon. They wanted to know more about what Solomon had, how he could control demons, how he got his wealth, how he did his things, how he gained peace and tranquility. So men began in search of these things, and they started to gain knowledge of these things. They began to hide these knowledges because some of these sorceries that King Solomon wrote down required sacrifices of rams, bulls, and sometimes human blood that entail appeasing these demons and sometimes driving away the demons. So even in the acquiring of wealth, they learned that there are certain things that they should do that they kept secret. And in this way, secret societies began to be formed. Okay, as we go even to the most renowned secret society, Freemasonry, it is traced back to the times of the Knight Templars in the 11th century. Now, the Knight Templars, before formed, there was a man whose name was Hugh Dupain. Hugh Dupain was a man who was Catholic his entire life, but it is said that his distant relatives were Muslim of the Suf part of the Islamic religion. These were people who believed in deep things such as alchemy. And in this way, he became a man who was eager to learn more about the Sufi. And as he was continuing to learn more about the Sufi Islamic group, he learned of a brotherhood that was called the Brothers of the West. Yeah, the Brothers of the West. When he learned of the Brothers of the West, these were brothers the Brothers of the East. And when he learned of the Brothers of the East, these were brothers who were in Constantinople. Okay, currently Constantinople is the current city of Istanbul. Yeah. So when he learned about these brothers, he wanted to know more about them because the Brothers of the East was a secret organization that practiced alchemy, algebra, mathematics, and many other activities such as the study of the moon and the stars. Yeah, they did all sorts of such kind of things. And in this, Mr. Hugh Dupain wanted to know more, and he went unto them. Why did he go to them? Because he had heard that these Brothers of the East had knowledge of a certain city that was a long time ago. This city is the city that you've heard of, the city known as the Atlantis. Now, what was the Atlantis? Atlantis is said to be a city that was very much high in terms of technology, and this was a civilization that went into missing over time just like that. So he wanted to know more about Atlantis, and when he went to be with the Brothers of the East, they started to discuss many things. When friendliness or friendship was established, Now they told him about this city of Atlantis. They told him that the city was a great city, that once upon a time there was this great city, a great city where there were no illnesses. They had come to develop means on how they could drive away illnesses. They were so peaceful because there were no wars among them. There were no hunger or drought because they were even able to control the weather. They had so high technologies that has never been had before. He was also told that these people were able to communicate over long distances, and they could also speak to one another and communicate to one another without opening their mouth, only telepathically. You understand? So that is what Mr. Hugh Dupain was told by the Eastern brothers. He had heard of the Atlantis, but he thought it was just a myth or something that never happened. So when these brothers of the East told him about Atlantis, he wanted to know, does it really exist? The brothers of the East told Mr. Hugh Dupain that yes, it existed, but volcanoes started to erupt, and eventually floods came and swept away the city of Atlantis and went away with all this civilization. But they said that the artifacts that gave the people of the Atlantis so much power over diseases, so much communication skills, so much power of traveling, because they were also able to travel long distances, so much power of communication. They said that these artifacts were still in existence and were under the Solomon's temple. Yeah, under the Solomon's temple. So Hugh went, and he was granted by the Pope the will or the power to go to Jerusalem with some others in the temple of Solomon to begin their research. This was a period when Christians and Muslims were fighting a lot over the temple of Solomon. And just in the year 1099, the Christian forces were able to capture the temple of Solomon, and Jerusalem. So, but how long would they maintain it? So Hugh Dupain was given some other brothers, and when they came to Jerusalem, they called themselves the Poor Brothers of Christ of the Temple of Solomon. Yes, the Poor Brothers of Christ of the Temple of Solomon, or the poor fellow brothers in Christ of the Temple of Solomon. Later this name changed to the Knight Templars. They came as people who wanted to help guard the city of Jerusalem against the Muslim, but their real intent was to seek for the artifacts that gave power to the city of Atlantis. So as others were standing guard outside the walls, other knights were busy other knights were busy digging under the temple, looking for treasures that is believed to have the power, great power than any man could acquire. Their main reason was that these artifacts should not get into the hands of one man. They should be secretly guided and protected. This was their main reason of looking after these artifacts. So, yes, they continued digging and digging and digging. And as the brothers of the East had told Mr. Hugh Dupain, they came across gold vessels and many other artifacts that they found there, that some of them actually, if they were true, when released, will destroy the religious beliefs of many, including Christians. That I won't say here. So, they found many artifacts, gold pieces, and a lot. The Grail, it said they also found the Grail and many other things under the temple of King Solomon. The Knight Templars became very wealthy, very, very wealthy and powerful people. To an extent, they were able even to borrow to King Philip the Beautiful of France. Whenever he was going to war, he would come to the Knight Templars to borrow. Okay, so Knight Templars grew highly in wealth. They even guarded and protected the wealth of the Christians. Actually, the issue of bank that we have today came from the Knight Templars. How? The Knight Templars were able to protect the wealth of the Christians pilgrims who will come to Jerusalem. They will have these places where if the Christians had gold with them, they will take these golds and give them some papers that that says that this guy have left his property here. So they will keep these properties at a fee. When the Christians will go and when they will come back, they will take back their gold. And so this went on. And by this doing, they were able to earn great wealth. To an extent, they were even able to lend to kings. The Knight Templar was now an entity, a force like no other, with great wealth. But when it came to the year 1307, King Philip, together with Pope Cornell, decided to eradicate and destroy the Knight Templars. So, King Philip the Beautiful, this time round, as he was going to war, he never wanted to borrow money, but he wanted to take it by force. So when he was in league with the king, he destroyed the Knight Templars, killing many of them, some of them being burnt in stake after allegations that they practice in homosexual activities. But the brothers or the Knight Templars did not just end like that. It is said that even the artifacts that they have taken and hidden were not found. There is a theory that goes that before they were arrested and destroyed, the brothers had their artifacts and riches sent far away via a ship, nowhere to be seen until today. But as we dwell in the world of secret society, you will come to realize that most of the symbols in the secret societies are the symbols that were used by the Knight Templars, including the cross. Actually, the Knight Templars did not just end like that. It is said that they divided themselves into different places with different names, one of them being Freemasonry and other secret organizations of that time. It is said that they did not just end like that. They went ahead to being Masons. Now, the Masons were builders who were really great architects. They built very beautiful, magnificent cathedrals that even today baffle many. But in these cathedrals, there were figures that were strange. Though these figures, when you look at them, they go deep into the ancient mysteries of old. Some of them go to as deep as the roots of the Egyptian worship, and others to the Greek worship. And all these, you will find they've got the Star of Solomon and many other things that we call as things that have originated, symbols that originated from the Gnostics period. You see, the Gnostics were people who believed in Gnosticism. Gnosticism actually is a Greek word that means knowledge. And so they thought that the knowledge that they had was their light. And so this light was different. Actually, as much as the Knight Templars believed in Christianity and embodied themselves in Christianity, they also embodied themselves with Gnosticism. Yeah, they also embodied themselves with Gnosticism. And when you come to the cross of the Knight Templars, they are the same cross that are depicted in the ancient symbolisms like the Sumerians, the Egyptians, the cross of Malta, the Maltese cross that was used also by these guys known as the Knight Templars. Go back to the days of old. When you have come to the place of studying about the Sumerian beliefs, you'll hear of gods called the Anakites. No, not the Anakites, the Anunnakis. Now, the Anunnakis are said to be beings that came from the sky to the earth, and they were worshipped by the Sumerians as their gods. And it is said in their tablets that these gods came to earth, and in those tablets you'll see the depictions of some of these Knight Templar symbols, the cross and many other things. But surprisingly, if you go to the Masonry, you'll find they are using the same symbols. So the Knight Templars did not just end just like that. It is said that maybe after some time they became Masons, okay? And with that knowledge that they had gained, they started to build, and so they established the Masonry, the free Masonry as we know it today. If not, why is it that the symbols are the same? If not, why is it that the beliefs are the same? If not, why is it that the same pillars in the temple, the pillars in the temple of Solomon, are also found in the Masonic temples? You understand? These two pillars, I think it's called Joachim and Boaz pillars. Joachim and Boaz pillars, you can search for them. They are also found in the Masonic temple. Also, they also use the Star of Solomon in their worship. They also use the Star of Solomon and many other symbols from the ancient times. They also have the cross. They also have all these things that resemble the ancient beliefs and mysteries of old. So the secret societies of today have just borrowed from these Knight Templars. Okay, yeah, they have just borrowed from these Knight Templars. The Knight Templars, who are a people who are seeking for truth and knowledge. It is said that maybe soon or later, the secrets that the Knight Templars were able to get and find under the Solomon's temple will be disclosed. Okay, and they will not be disclosed to one person or two people alone. They will be disclosed to everybody. Yeah, it is said that time is coming and it is almost there when everybody will know this knowledge. Whether it is true or not, this knowledge is a knowledge of power. If it will come to the hand of one person, if at all they were able to get even the ring of Solomon, because this indulges also the staff of Moses, if at all these things were found, and if they still contain the power that they used to have, then these things will be able to do great mischiefs or great goods for the world. Yeah, so that is an introduction of the world of the secret societies. We will go deeper into this world of secret societies, going even into the place of the Illuminati, yeah, the place of the Olympiads, yeah, the five friends. We will dwell deeper and deeper in these things so that we will understand the depth of this secret society. This was an introduction. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Anico. As I always say, I am your amigos. Please subscribe, share, like, tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget to view our content. Press that bell, the notification button, so that you may continue seeing our content whenever we upload. For those who have subscribed and continue to watch our content, thank you very much. May God bless you and grant you favor always. Au revoir.